So this is going to be a tutorial for Desert Castle any percent. On US and JP there are some differences, so I'm going to go over those when we get to them. It does kind of change the level significantly if you're going for advanced strats, but for beginner strats it doesn't really matter. So when you're going into here, you want to be holding straight up, and you want to jump over these spikes as they close. So that will have you land as they're opening. So I went over that a little bit too quickly. So you want to jump over this second to last spike as it's closing. And in doing so, you will have a good positioning to be able to jump to that pole and spin off of it. So what I generally do is when I land the initial jump, I go a little left because that'll give me a bit more leeway to jump over the spikes on the right without bumping into them by accident. So, after that section, you want to do a neutral vault and stand here. You want to be standing like, so we're going to be doing a spin around this pole, right? And you want to be standing like as far out as possible, like right on the corner over here, instead of like right here. Because if you do, you will just like either hit off of that wall, or your tongue will just cancel as soon as you try to do a spin. So you want to get a decent angle, and that's an example of too shallow of an angle. So you want a pretty decent angle on your tongue to be able to make this spin. So you need to jump to be able to make this spin, so that tongue shape would have been good, but since we didn't jump, we failed it. So let's just do this really quickly, if I can stop falling. So the thing about this corner is that if you do a neutral vault and a hold right, sometimes it'll push you off if you're too far out, like right there. I guess it's just like a little lower than the rest of this area. So now, something that I haven't like incorporated into any of these runs, you can actually jump around this wall without doing a vault. That would save a lot of time, but it's just not viable. The only person who's done it in actual runs is Kefka. Anyway, so from here you just want to do a vault and jump over that wall, and then you want to get a boost off of this hill. The better your boost, the earlier a cycle you'll be able to make. So if you make basically no mistakes and get a good boost, you're basically guaranteed to be able to get task cycle. Yeah, so normally if we do this section, normally we would have to get rid of these spikes by tonguing over them, but if you come to this little splotch right here, it kind of looks like a fish. If you do a vault on the top left of it, you'll be able to get boosted up here. So, yeah. Now, this platform placement would probably be an example of normal cycle. I had to vault to be able to make it. But luckily, the further up on the slope you are, the easier it is to vault and actually be able to make the clip. So, If you're on normal cycle, you'll likely have to create a shield to not be able to not get hit by these arrows. So you want to do that, and you want to jump from these platforms like right here where this black line is, right after this arrow dispenser. And doing that will allow you to make this jump right here. The, not the clip, but the jumping from that point after the arrow. So you want to make that like as soon as possible because it'll give you better leeway for a platform later on. So now we gotta talk about this seam right here. There's a little seam right here, and if you zoom in, you're able to see it, but if you're zoomed out, you're not really able to see it at all. So you want to jump up onto the seam and then jump over this, and there's this little hill right here, so you want to jump over that. And then there's a gap right here. I see a lot of people like running and falling off. I used to as well when I was learning this stage. So if you just like run right, you'll fall to your death. So you want to jump up onto the seam, jump over this, jump over the little hill, then jump over this gap, and then you want to jump to this area. I jumped a little early. So for this, you want to line yourself up with this like little green splotch right here, and that will get you a good positioning to land on this platform. You want to land like on the far edge of this platform because it'll make jumping to this seam a lot easier. Like if you're down here on this platform, since you would have a lot of upward momentum, you might fall. You might jump over this seam and you would like fall out of bounds and die. So for that movement, you want to land like right on the edge of this, and then from the edge of this, if you jump and do a teeny tiny little like upward movement while you're in the air, like that, it moves you over a couple pixels or whatever, and you're able to get up onto that seam really easily without any hassle at all. Just gotta wait for this to come back. Alright, and then you just grab that. So you can actually you can actually be too far to the left of this to be able to actually hit that spin. So what you want to be doing is you want to be running a bit forward. You want to be like a bit forward of the middle of this. Like the further forward you are, the safer it'll be. So yeah. So from this spot, this is the beginning of the annoying vault. So this is the annoying vault. It's pretty hard. You'll get a feel for it, but like the timing is later than you expect it would be to jump from the vault. So what I do is I like stand on pretty close to the void, and then so since you're running right, you already have full momentum. So like pretty much as soon as you land up there, up here, you just change your angle to straight up, and then vault pretty much as soon as you change your angle. So now, if you're too far forward, like where these cracks are, you're not gonna be able to get up there. because you would just continuously like bonk against the ceiling, or you would just not get enough distance out to be able to hit it like that. So again, you want to be pretty far forward. You want to do a vault up here, then you want to do a vault, and then switch your not switch your momentum, but switch your angle to straight up, and then since you would already have full momentum, you would be able to get the full vault. Yeah, so after that, we just run over here, and then I'm pretty sure it would be faster if you just walk onto the sand, because the speed at which you slide at full speed is faster than your running speed. So you want to like be on the sand as soon as possible to reach that top speed as fast as possible. And from so you have no influence over your movement while sliding, so when you land onto that top section, you want to just jump straight down, and then you'll be fine. Alright, so here, you want to stand kind of like towards the edge of here, and then do like a curve or a joint or something for your tongue, and doing that will allow you to land onto this block, right? So let's do that without curving the tongue, and you'll see that we fail it because we don't get enough distance. See? Just barely not enough distance. So, again, you just want to kind of make a curve or a joint, or, you know, pretty much anything that's like a right angle, or almost a right angle. So the reason why I zoom in there is because I'm going for something called Spike Walk, and Spike Walk is pretty precise. There is only a 20 unit window that allows you to be able to still walk on the same without falling off or falling into the spikes. So the way that we make micro adjustments for precise positioning is we face down while holding R, and then while not holding R, we move either left or right, and this increments our downward position by 8 units. So you're seeing that we're just like slowly moving towards the edge, right? So you want your foot to be like half hanging off the side to be able to do Spike Walk, okay? Now, Spike Walk is not required at all. To be able to do Spike Walk, you pretty much need no deviation up or down on your analog stick, so it's quite precise. So the movement, if you do go for Spike Walk and get it, is you run to the end of this pillar, the last spike thing, and then you do a spin around that. The timing for that is you want to spin when you hit this black line on the wall right here. So that timing is the same if you're doing this the normal way, if you just get rid of the spikes and then so this is the normal way right here. You want to just like do that and then grab this and then spin when you get to that black line. So again, just like reach out, grab it. When you get to the black line, do the spin, and then you're good. Now, you want to get into this right against the wall. You do a neutral vault to get up here, and then you want to line up with this black line right here. Then you face directly left to grab this pole right here. Now, what we're going to do is a downward spin, and then after we hit that pole, we kind of slide a little bit, and then we grab that pole in the back right. And then we're able to just spin over to here. So again, line up with this black line, grab this pole, spin down, hit that pole, because if you don't, you'll be screwed, and then grab the back right pole. Alright, moving on. So this is annoying. So you want to grab this pole right here, right? But you want to have like kind of an angle like that. So when you spin, you will hit off with this. Your tongue will hit this crown, and it'll cancel your tongue, and you'll slide on the sand. If you have too right of an angle, that can happen. So you want to do that. And there's this really hard thing that like even I don't really have the correct timing for. And you can like slide on the sand if you cancel your tongue a little before you would hit that crown, and you just slide to this section so you wouldn't have to re-grab this pole right here. Alright, next section. So, before you even look at those spikes, you want to line yourself up with this line right here. That'll line you up with the middle. So if you time things correctly, you're able to jump these spikes without taking damage. Like that. So with that lineup, if you just like run forward and then jump as they're closing and stuff, you'll not take damage. It's kind of hard to get the timing for, because like it's way later than you would think. You have to like jump when they're like half closed. Yeah. Anyway, so let's move on to the next section. A thing to remember about this section is if you just fall off like right here, you'll be teleported to the beginning of the spikes. So nope, too early. That's what happens if you jump as you hear them start closing. So what we're going to be doing is a death warp. So you want to get up to here, and you want to just like brush against this wall, and that'll teleport you to the carpet section. So the carpet section is kind of annoying to explain. So each of the carpets are like linked to specific other carpets, and though if you activate one of the carpets, it'll activate the other ones that it's connected to. So you want to activate fill carpets as soon as possible. So this means like cutting your jumps way short to be able to just like barely land on them and stuff. So I'm just gonna do this section as I normally do it. So you want to wait until the halfway point of that carpet is on screen. So basically you just want to like wait until the carpets are like pretty much on screen. This one you can just walk off of and you'll fall onto the next one. So right there, like half of the carpet was on screen, so I jumped at it. So yeah, the carpet section takes a while to get used to. And we're just going to be doing jumps, repeatedly jumping in this section, because the terrain changes and the increased slope will sap our speed. So you just want to be careful of that. So now the boss. this guy is really annoying. So what we're trying to do in this fight is when he comes up out of the sand, he's gonna stop right in front of us. So as he comes out of the sand, we're gonna want to stick our tongue out, and that means that he'll land on our tongue. And that means that when he spawns enemies, they will spawn on our tongue. And that'll give us 5 ammo, and that's enough to kill him. So, we want to be shooting him. Well, let's just do this part first. So he comes out, you stick your tongue out. He lands, he will give you all the ammo to kill him. And he'll bounce back up. As he's coming down, you want to jump and shoot him. Like this. Now, he's going to go back into the ground, and there's going to be like a shifting sand sound that you hear. And like about a second or a second and a half out after that, he will come out of the ground. So, to shoot him early, you want to target the sand and just like wait a couple seconds and then shoot as he's coming out. Someone actually found recently that you can just do a jump and shoot as he's coming out to get like pretty much a free shot on him. So let's actually go over that a little bit. So this is the same fight because it's on US 1.0. On the US 1.1, this would actually be the hard version of the Japanese fight. So again, stick your tongue out, grab all the ammo. Now you want to run it back a little bit and do a jump after targeting. And this is pretty much free. So you just want to, as you see the sand shifting, you want to aim at it, and then do a full jump, and then shoot at the height of your jump. And that's the easy way to do it. This discovery is credited to, let me find their full name. It's Alma something. Ama Haba is their full name. So yeah, that's pretty much a free way to kill the boss. Let me just do it again. Oh, I'll actually show a backup if you miss one of the shots. So, we do this, jump, shoot. Now, let's say we miss this shot. So you can just kind of run a bit out and track his shadow, and then do like a quick turn and shoot him like that. So these are examples of backup shots. So yeah, just want to shoot him with the timing of the first shot off of him. Alright, so that is the basics of Desert Castle, and I'm just gonna do a quick run through to show like what a, I don't know, well I can't really say a decent Desert Castle, but like show an example of a Desert Castle run. So you want to be shooting for around 4 minutes and, I don't know, 20 seconds for this level. A good time is like sub 420, probably like 415-ish. A god time is like 4 flat. That's what my goal is for the for all levels US right now. Like an alright time would probably be like 4:30-ish. So let's do this. So yeah, this is an example run through. So I don't think I went over task cycle that much. So let's see if I can get it right here. So you pretty much need like perfect movement, but other than that you don't really need to get a boost or anything. You just need like good movement and you'll be able to get it. So it looks like we should be able to get it, but it's gonna be a little tight. So if I jumped off of that platform, we would have gotten on task cycle. So we have to do a backup, which is just task movement, but on normal cycle. So this would be an example of a late normal cycle because the platform reached that that block before we got there. But that's fine because we can still, well, hypothetically, we could have still got onto that railing. Ooh. So we are actually a cycle behind right now. But this is the reason for a example run through, is just like what can go wrong and things to look out for and stuff like that. So like we fell and we are a cycle behind and stuff, so like this obviously could be improved, but with a time like this we can still get like probably around 4:17 or 4:26 or something like that. Like we don't even need a spike walk to be able to get a semi alright time for this either, so let's just do this without doing spike walk to show like what kind of a time we can get with it. I don't do this enough without spike walk. So without spike walk, being a couple cycles behind, and just like overall somewhat bad movement, let's see what we can get. Jumped a little late. I thought I jumped a little early there. Alright, we're at the boss. Let's get this quick kill. So a lot of this is just like getting a feeling for the timing for these shots. But with that like jumping method, it does seem to be a lot easier. So I would probably recommend going with that method. So let's see what we got. I'm thinking it was like a 4:28. That's without Spike Walk, without Task Cycle, being a cycle behind, pretty bad movement. Yeah, 426. So that would be like a decent run, but you would definitely be trying to shoot for like 412s, 407s. So like first place, the world record for this individual level for any percent is a 359, which is mine. Getting that sub 4 was a really exciting moment for me, but second place is a 412. So you want to be shooting for like anywhere below a 420 is good. But like anywhere below a 430 is acceptable. So yeah. And that's about it for this tutorial. I didn't actually go over the Japanese differences. I probably should. Yeah, okay. Let me change game real quick and I'll go over the difference here. So this spike placement is not just in a line on Japanese. It's like, it comes up over here and it kind of like curves over and stuff. But the main thing about it is it blocks this slope, so you can't really get an effective slope boost without risking getting hit by spikes. And the termination point of it is like over right where this black line is, so you would have to vault up here. So not being able to get an adequate boost combined with it being in a different place, which is not like a straight shot from the boost, it saps your time away and it makes Task Cycle way harder to get. So let me post a clip of what it looks like in Japanese. So you see that the placement of the spikes is way different. So yeah, that and okay. So now the boss. So the boss in Japanese is way different because it's able to come further towards you at the beginning of the fight, so you have to walk back a lot, and you gotta run forward after grabbing the enemies. Oh, this sucks. I was too focused on explaining the walking forward bit. Oh wait, I gotta make a save real quick. Okay, so we're gonna make a save, just so I can go over this fight again. And that was a pretty good backup shot, and that was probably a 419. We saw when we saved that it was a 417, so probably like a 422 or whatever. But like, that's probably what you're aiming for. So now let me go over the Japanese boss a little bit more. So immediately when you walk into the boss, you want to start holding R and down. That'll give you like a good like control of being able to walk down without running off the edge. And when he comes down, well, after he initially gives you enemies, you want to run out from underneath his shadow, and then you want to turn around and do a jump shot, a full jump, and shoot, and you'll get him. And then from there, you just do the normal, what the? Didn't I make a save at... That's weird. Okay, so you want to run back, probably against the edge of the map, and then grab stuff, and then shoot him as he comes down. And then you want to aim and do a full jump and shoot. Aim, full jump, shoot. Aim, full jump, shoot. Aim, full jump, shoot. And that's the easy way to do that boss. You don't really have to time your shots at all. Just wait until he comes out and then shoot. Or just like shoot a little before you think that he's going to be popping out. And yeah, that's about it for this tutorial for JP/US any percent. Yeah.